morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Sales Talk, where we're going to dive into everything sales, right? But I'm gonna keep this thing so simple because all I want to do is make sure that you can go out and make some money. All right, how about that? How about that? Some people consider it to be a bad word, right? Sales to be a bad word, or some people are afraid of it. But I want to help to make this thing so easy. So that's why we're going to be here every morning, Monday through Friday, right? We're going to be here every morning, and all we're going to do is talk sales. So you bring out your notepad, right? You bring out your notepad, and from there, man, I will do the rest. I will do the rest. All right, so listen, let's dive into this thing, man. Y'all, if you followed me a little bit, right? A little bit, just a smidget, you know, number one, everything for me always comes down to sales. Number two, I'm real big on the 90-day sales reboot, right? People always ask me up here, what's the 90-day sales reboot? How could it help me? Da, 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 da. Listen to me. I'm going to make this thing so simple for you. When we're talking about the 90-day sales reboot, everything that I do today is a stepping stone for tomorrow. Tomorrow, stepping stone for the next day. The next day, stepping stone. Start da 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 da. Right, so on and so on. So, in order to make the 90-day sales reboot really work for you, I don't want to just tell you how to do it. I want to give you the formula, the structure, so that you can do it over and over and over again. All right, the whole premise. I don't know. Sounds right. Anyway. When we're talking about 90 days, right? This 30 days, you're going to collect data on yourself. You're going to dissect the data and you're going to implement that data, right? You're going to go through this process for 30 days. That next 30 days, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to collect at the end of the 30, you're going to realize what inside of that 30 was beneficial to you, right? And now you're going to bring that into the next 30 and you're going to build on. And then you're going to bring that 30 into the next 30 and you're going to build on that. All right. So now you have a 90-day cycle where you didn't just go through 90 days. You went through 90 days collecting, dissecting, and implementing data on yourself. All right. Now, I know some of you might be like, man, well, what data do I collect on myself? How do I collect the data on myself? I don't know. Right. I really don't. Well, let's make this thing real easy for you. What I want you to do first is you have to write down with clarity. What do you want more of in the next 12 months? Now watch this, man. I was on the phone with one of my guys, man, one of my mentors, right? Like I really look up to this guy. And he said to me, he was like, yo, P, when you go in and you talk to your clients, right? And you're going to get the deal. You're going to lock it in. He said, I want you to ask these two questions. Because at this point, based on how they answer, right? Or the delay in the answer, it's going to tell you a lot. This is why I always tell you, like, formulating questions, right, is like phenomenal when you know the right questions to ask. So he said, yeah, I want you to go in and I just want you to ask the manager, the supervisor, the owner, whoever it is that brought you in to do what it is that you're doing. I want you to ask, what do you want more of in the next 12 months? And what do you want less of in the next 12 months? And yo, do you know how many times I ask that question and people just look like a deer in the headlights? And it's like, wow, I never thought about that. Instantly, I'm like, yo, how do you get there then, right? I didn't say it to them because I was building on something, right? So I don't want to go into that. That's something completely different, but I want you to know the value of this question. What do you want more of in the next 12 months? I found myself landing way more contracts, right? By asking this, what do you want less of in the next 12 months? Yo, people look like, man, I don't know. If you don't know what you want more of or less of, then how do you structure that? How do you create a plan? How do you create a roadmap to get there? You can't, right? So anything in sales, when I'm with a customer, I'm always saying, what do I want, right? So I'm remixing this a little bit, right? Because I don't want you to just think when you're asking yourself, yes, cool. But when you really understand the power of this question, the formula, the format of this question and how you can change it, yo, it's a game changer, right? So if I'm with a customer and you're in front of me and I know the next 12 months really ain't it, it's not it for you. You might be on the next 30 days. You might be on the next week. It's okay. So let me ask you this question. You know, what do you want more of in the next week? And they're looking like, well, what do you mean? Man, I didn't even think that far. I'm trying to get through today. Okay, great. So if you don't know what you want in the next week, then how do you make sure you're doing the right thing today? If you don't know what you want in the next week, then how do you make sure you're bringing the right things and the right people into your space? Because it could be getting you further from what you want, right? So there's so many ways to use this from a closing standpoint. But right now we're just talking about the 90-day reset, so I want to stay right there. All right? Ask yourself, what do I want more of in the next 12 months? Be very clear. Don't make a long book, very clear. And what do you want less of in the next 12 months? Once you understand this, now every activity that you do, every place you attend, every thought that you have, every conversation that you get into, you're able to ask yourself, wow, this conversation, this place, this activity is not getting me closer to what I said I wanted in the next 12 months. Then why am I doing it? Right? That's the importance of it. So when we're going through the 90-day reset, it's to reset you from doing everything that you've been doing that's been getting you away from what it is that you want. But you haven't been able to see it clearly, right? You haven't been able to see it clearly because you haven't locked into what you want, identified it. So I know what I want in the next 12 months. And as I'm in conversations, as I'm going through my day, if it's not connected to getting me closer to what I want, I'm not doing it. When I look at the things and I say, what do I want less of in the next 12 months? Things that give me more of it, I'm getting away from it, right? It's just like I had said on a post I put out, you know, everybody's putting out RIP posts every day, every day, every day, every day. And not one time do these people really think of how it could be affecting other people. The negativity that it could be putting on someone, the depression it could be raising in someone else, right? And it's not that person's responsibility to worry about that. So if you know you want more of this in the next 12 months, but seeing this type of stuff get you away from it, yo, why, right? If you know you want less of this, but what you're watching and what you're seeing is getting you closer to less of, then why are you doing it? We have to be very intentional about our intentions, right? So when I'm talking a 90-day reset, that's the foundation of it. So now, what do we do once we know what I want more of in the next 12 months and what I want less of in the next 12 months? Now we have to form a process that's going to help us to stay consistent, to do the things that we know we need to do to get us there, right? So inside of the 90-day process, one of the things is the planner right here, right? You can't really see it, it's blurry, but the calendar that's in there. Every day that you do the things you're supposed to do, right? Every day where you open up your 90-day planner and you're looking at your process, your roadmap, and you're being very strategic, you're marking off the days. Yep, did that day, did that day, did that day. And then what you're going to find is the days that you skip end up causing you problems 2, 3 days, maybe even 4 days later. Some of the problems you end up finding out right away, right? But this is the thing, watch this. If you do something today and it affects you 1 week from now, you're not going to relate it to that one thing you did. You're going to be looking at what did you do today? What did you do the day before? You're not going a week back. And if you did, you're not even remembering what happened. So really, what value does it add to you? Zero, right? But when I can document it, when I know, like, yep, I did this. Oh, I missed this. And then I notice, man, every time I miss a day or two, I notice 3 days, 4 days, a month down the line, this happens. Man, I can't afford to miss the day. That day now is tied into a value. Because if I know 3 weeks from now, because I didn't do this today, 3 weeks from now, it cost me $1,000. That means by not doing this today is worth $1,000, right? It's $1,000 value. So when you know what something is costing you, you now can put a value on it. So think about it. How many relationships, how many people do you engage with on a daily basis? Remember, everything I talk about is always sales, right? I'm in sales right now. I'm in nothing else. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not in my emotions. I am in sales. That's it. No more, no less. So I want to make sure that that every day adds value to my next reset. Right? Every day adds value to my next reset. If it doesn't add value to my next reset, I'm out. All right. So what do you want more of? What do you want more of in the next 12 months? What do you want less of in the next 12 months? Then you have to make sure you're staying accountable to doing the things you say you're going to do. Now, watch this, because I want to take it to another place right now. Right? We're still on the same topic, but I just want to go a little deeper into this. When we're talking about that 90-day that 90-day sales reset, I got to slow down a little bit. My mind was like I'm like, yo, because look, right, watch. I started looking at the whole page, and instantly my mind was like, and was grabbing everything. And I'm like, yo, I just want to give you all of this. I want to give you all of this. If you notice, right, yesterday, I just had like a piece of paper. I had a piece of paper and I wrote down the things on the paper that I wanted to talk to y'all about. And if you notice, like I was more relaxed, right? I was more relaxed. And because I was more relaxed, everything was smoother. But I'm looking at today, right? And I'm looking at today and I'm like, yo, hold on, you fumbled here or you did this. And I'm really paying attention, like I'm dissecting as I'm talking to y'all. And I'm pointing it out. Because listen, this is the thing, man. I point out areas because I don't care if you've seen it, you didn't see it, you noticed it, you didn't. I don't want to be in a habit of hiding anything. So I'm not hiding it, right? But I noticed instantly because of my ADHD, when I looked at everything, my mind went bananas and it put me into like information overload. And I'm like, yo, let me give him this, let me give him this, let me give you this. And it's like, yo, Pierre, how many times do you do that when you're with a customer? How many times do you do that when you're looking to close this deal or this deal? How many times do you do that? Right? So I know that my lack of preparation from last night, because I said, yo, all right, I already got the information. I know it. I don't need to write it down. But when I wrote it down yesterday, it was a lot smoother, right? So I'm saying that to say, this is part of the 90-day reset. I'm paying attention. So imagine if everything that you do that throws you off whack, everything that you do that makes things worse than what it could have been, once you know what it's supposed to look like, you now make corrections on the go. You're always critiquing yourself to get better, right? So I guarantee you, I will not, again, come in and have my phone unless I separate all of the notes, right? I'm going to have a piece of paper. I'm going to have an index card. I'm going to be on the index card. You see what I mean? It keeps me from getting off and it keeps me from information overload. All right, so let's jump back into this. So we're talking about the 90-day reset. How does it work, right? And it's geared towards sales, right? Always geared towards sales. So when we're looking at what do you want more of in the next 12, what do you want less of in the next 12, making sure that you have that accountability in there that you can monitor, you can see, so you know what it looks like when you mess up, right? But what are we actually looking to collect, dissect, and implement over this 90-day cycle? There's 3 areas. Number 1 is your personal development. Number 2 is your sales development. Number 3 is your professional development. You don't have to do anything else. These are the 3 areas. If you stay focused on these 3 areas, you're a beast. Your personal development is always going to get you to consistently grow, to consistently have emotional intelligence, to consistently control your anger, right? To consistently keep you on track. Your personal development will give you the growth you need, and it will put you in the rooms and put you on people's radar. Like, yo, you see that growth? Like, yo, it's consistent, right? And from there, people might be like, yo, they don't even know the skill they have, but their consistency, I want them and I can help them to grow the skill that I see they have that I don't know they have. Right? So when you focus on your personal development and always becoming better, it allows people, you become a magnet. You start to attract what it is you're looking for, because people are looking for people that are like that. Right? And then you have people who want to come and pay you to show them how to be consistent the way you're being consistent, the way to grow the way that you're growing, because they're watching you. Right? But you're watching you too, and it's not happening fast enough, so you're not thinking anything's happening. So this is why these are the 3 areas: personal development, sales development, professional development. Now, in this 90-day cycle, that we're talking about, right? There's areas, and there's 10 areas. I'm going to read them off real quick, right? You have your goals and your objectives, your strengths and your achievements, your challenges, your obstacles. You have, hold on, man, this thing keeps blacking out. I'm telling you, man, something's trying to block something here, but we're gonna cook. We're gonna cook. You got your challenges and your obstacles. I can't even see now. Hold on. Right? Your challenges, your obstacles, new skills and learning, feedback and reflection, well-being and balance, relationships and networking, vision and alignment, resources and support, future planning. When we're looking at personal development, if you focus on these 10 areas, right, and not all at one time, you got to look at the one that says, okay, what are the things that I'm okay in, that if I improve just a little bit, it will add this to my life. Now you're adding value to it, right? So you might say, man, my strengths, my strengths are here, but I don't really know where to place them. But these are my strengths. So what happens if you just operate and say, I'm going to focus on my strengths, right? I'm going to focus on these strengths and the achievements, meaning I'm going to put my strengths into these rooms I feel like they're good in. But I'm not going to be afraid to speak up because my confidence is through the roof in these rooms, in these smaller rooms. My confidence is through the roof. With this level of people, my confidence is through the roof. I'm going to go into that room. I'm going to highlight my strength, and I'm going to let somebody who got more experience than me say, hey, yo, what you're doing here is good. But man, I see a whole nother space for you, and this is where you need to be. Are you all right if I make these introductions? Do you see? You didn't have to go look for it. You stayed where you was comfortable, and you executed at a high level, and you did so much. Somebody else pulled you out and brought you somewhere else. I did this event a few months back, the beginning of the year. No, the end of last year, actually. Damn, that was a minute ago, right? So I did the event the end of last year. And in this event, there was a whole bunch of people that study psychology and these professors, right? It was for a college. And afterwards, I had so many people be like, yo, did you go to school for psychology? And I was like, what? Did I go to school for psychology? I said, oh, absolutely not. It's like I got a GED. I got it at, you know what I mean? I got a GED at 35 years old. And they said, wow, you ever think about going back to school to get a degree in psychology? Because everything that you're talking about right now, everything that you went over, everything that you taught today, I don't even know if you know what it is you was actually doing and saying. I know you know, I know you know what you were saying from your point of view and how you was putting it, but I don't know if you know that you're really here and not here. And I was like, whoa. I said, yo, you got a minute? Can we sit down? I said, explain. And they started to walk me through it. And I said, wow, I didn't see that. And at that moment, even though I was piggybacking one room off of the next, off of the next, off of the next, this now allowed me to quantum leap one room to another room. And I'm like, yo, what if everything that I do is just intentional about doing this, putting my strength in a room where my strength is really bigger than the room, and somebody else in the room will see it because I don't know where else to take it, but they will guide me there. All right. So when we're doing this, I want you to look at the personal development side. On the personal development side, you're going to take 2 of the 10 things that I talked about, right? And then once you have your personal development side, you're going to do the same thing on your sales development side, right? On the sales development side, you are going to do the same thing. So let's briefly go over them real quick, right? I'm just going to run down some of the stuff on the sales development side. So you have number 1, self-understanding. Number 2, value proposition. Number 3, self-confidence and conviction. Number 4, feedback. Number 5, storytelling and narrative. Yo, I love 5. I love 5. Storytelling and narrative. Think about this. Every time you've been in a conversation and you listened the longest, there was a story attached. The story was bigger than the point. The story was there so that you can create relatability, so that you can adapt, so that you can take it on and you can relate to it. Storytelling and narrative. If you know how to tell the story and you know how to create the narrative, right? That makes sense for your customer. I'm not telling you to be, and that's why as you learn sales, don't become a slime ball. You know what I'm saying? Don't become dirty because now you know how to talk to the mind. Don't do that. That's dirty, right? But when you're looking at it and you think about story, you remember story way more than you remember anything else. This is why story is important, right? So we're talking about your sales development now, right? So your storytelling narrative, opportunities and reach, right? I just talked to you about being in a room that you had the opportunity to be in, but because you're so skilled and so talented, somebody in that room sees you and extends their reach to you to pull you somewhere else. All right. Networking and relationships. You're going to see that in all of them, in sales, in personal development, sales development, professional development, networking and relationships. But understand, in personal development, you're looking to build a certain type of relationships. In sales development, it's a different type of relationship. In your professional development, it's a different type of relationship. So you got to understand the relationship. When I go into a room and it's personal development, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be a sponge. I'm here to observe. I'm here to hear things that help me to become better. I'm here to get in conversations where it's not to hide my truth, but to speak my truth so people can help me to see what it is that I'm missing, right? In my sales development, I'm going into these rooms. I'm learning how to take other closing strategies, apply it to my industry that I'm in, right? Also, I'm here to find people that don't really comprehend what they're hearing, and I get the opportunity to break it down and explain it to them in a way that they can, which now makes me become their coach, because I was able to explain what this person explained in a way that this person can learn, right? So now I'm in student mode and I'm in teacher mode. But watch this. When it comes down to the personal development side, I'm bringing what I'm learning in sales into the personal development. So when I'm in these rooms and people are hearing things, but they can't really dissect it and break it down, but I can give it to them in a way, adding story, narrative, right? To where now they're like, oh my God, the way you broke that down, oh, it was so simple. I understand it. And do you know that's my go-to? Almost every client I had, they say, yo, you just break it down to simplicity. You make it so easy for me to understand. I've been hearing people say this over and over and over, but the way you said it, wow, I got it. And I'm like, oh, that's my lane. Simplicity. Oh, I dropped out of high school, got a GED at 35. I don't overcomplicate anything. I don't know how to overcomplicate it. I put it in the simplest forms, ABC, so a fifth grader can understand it. Why? Because for me to take it in, I got to break it down to different levels. So when I put it out, I can break it down on a fifth grade level, or I can advance it. You see what I mean? Because that's how I had to learn it. So your disability is your ability to go out and create income. Your disability is your ability to go out and sell more. Stop holding on to your to what you believe to be a disability because you're in the room with people that exceed your level. Yes, in this room, you're a peon. And in this room up here, you're trying to go to, you're a peon. This room down here that you look at and you're like, yo, man, I want to be in that room. It ain't doing nothing. Yo, that's the room you can go and become lucrative. You can pay your bills in that room. The room above that room, you can start to save. The room above that room, you can start to invest. The room above that room, you can start to get your freedom. Yo, you got to start to look at everything differently. And this is what I'm saying. What do you want more of in the next 12 months? What do you want less of? If I know I want more freedom in the next 12 months, why would I do anything that doesn't connect to freedom? Yo, look, all right, watch this. Side note. This is a side note. Some of y'all got way too many friends and don't even know how to be friends. Some of y'all got way too many friends and you're a people pleaser. So if you got a whole bunch of friends and all you want to do is please people, you're lost. The sale was backwards. Everybody around you closed the sale because they got a go-to that would do whatever they need whenever they need it. That's a go-to. They closed the deal, not you. Right? So all right, let's jump back to this. I don't want to sidetrack, man. I'm telling you, I be having so much. All right, so where was that? Oh, storytelling narrative, operating opportunities and reach. When I'm saying in sales, opportunity and reach, right? Opportunity, and I just touched it a little bit, but when I'm saying opportunity and reach, every opportunity you're not going to see because you don't believe in yourself the right way. You don't have the confidence, right? The right way. So opportunities come in front of you, but you're afraid to take the opportunity. Let me ask you this question. Right now, there's a position out there that pays more than what you're currently making, right? If you got a 9-to-5, there's a position that makes more. There's a position that even in your position that pays you less, that doesn't have the same title, you do the work. You do the same type of work. You lead people, you develop people, you solve problems, but you never go and apply for the job that pays 100 grand plus a year because you don't feel qualified. You're looking at it like, man, I'm only getting paid this right now. I'm not going to be able to get 100 grand a year. But what if your skill set says you should be getting 100 grand a year, but you're just getting paid on your confidence, which is 40, 50, maybe 60 grand a year. So you're leaving another 40 grand out a year. Your confidence is costing, your lack of confidence costing you 40 grand. Your lack of clarity costing you 40 grand. Your lack of development costing you 40 grand. But instead you go hang out with your friends today. Instead you go get on social media and you spend a lot of time. You need to make the sale to yourself, to close yourself, to get up and go do more, right? Listen, all of this comes to sales. When I'm telling you this, the more you focus on yourself, personal development, sales development, professional development, it's easy for you to get in front of a customer, ask the questions that need to be asked in the way they need to be asked so that you can move it forward. But when you can't even conquer yourself, why do you think you can go out and conquer somebody else? That's like a dude acting all tough, but all you do is beat your girl up. But you never go out, like you get punked off outside in the streets, but with your girl, like you extremely tough. So by yourself, you extremely tough, but when you get around some other people, you timid now, right? All right, let's go to this. Let's go to this other one, right? Damn, this thing keeps. Let's go to this other one. Let's touch on the professional development side of it real quick. All right, let's touch on that. Let's go through them real fast. So when we're talking about the professional development, skill assessment. When's the last time you did a skill assessment? I was listening to something, man, and do you know they said that before you used to have to develop like 5 new skills a year, now it's up to 10 new skills a year, or you are going to be obsolete, right? You need to develop 10 new skills a year or you're going to be obsolete. What skill are you developing, right? What skill are you developing? If you're focused on your 90-day reset, you're always going to be focused on a new skill. Always, because you're always going to see new opportunity. You're always going to be focused on what you're doing right now, right now. And when you look back, you're going to see that you've been on an incline. You've been on an incline because you're focused on what you're doing right now, right now, everything. But it's only tied into what you want more of the next 12, what you want less of the next 12. Nothing else matters, no matter what. I don't care what problem pops up. I don't care who has the problem. It doesn't matter. The mission must be completed, right? Go watch the movie. I forgot the name of it. Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor. Nothing before the mission. Nothing before the mission. Nothing over the mission. My man is jumping off of cliffs like boom, boom, boom. Why? They're like, I want to get home. We got to get out of here. I want to get home. They're jumping off of cliffs. They're risking their life to get away. Are you risking your life for the freedom? Are you risking losing a relationship so you can go study your craft and become better? Or are you just looking at sales like, it's no big deal. I'll just the people that want to buy right now, I'll just deal with them. The people that want to buy, but they're not ready to make a decision, I'm not worried about them. I don't need to figure out how to help them make a decision. The people that want to buy but don't have but don't feel as though it's within their budget, so they want to wait and they want to put. I'm not going to figure out how to get past the budget stuff. I'm just okay. Just tell me when you're ready. The low-hanging fruit only lets you pay your bills. Your lack of a skill set only lets you pay your bills, right? Before you used to have to have a skill set to make $20 an hour. Now you just got to have some time and go to a fast food place to make $20 an hour. So it's like, why should I focus on my skill set? So now you got 2 people in the house. One makes $20 an hour, other one makes $20 an hour. So $40 an hour combined. Let's do the math on it. So while you're getting that money, if you're focused on your personal development, your sales development, your professional development, you're not just getting $20 an hour, you're getting $20 an hour, plus you're growing your skill set. So whatever you're doing right now, grow your skill set, right? So that you can go and sell yourself to the next person, to the next organization, so they can pay you more. All right, let's go through these. I'm not going to pause on each one of them. Performance and matrix, right, is number 2. The feedback loop is number 3. Number 4, networking and mentorship, huge, right? Number 5, client relations. Number 6, visibility. Number 7, professional branding. Number 8, adaptability and problem solving. If all you did and say, my professional development, I want to focus on adaptability and problem solving, do you understand you give yourself a pay raise? You give yourself a pay raise if all you do is say, yo, this year, I'm going to focus on becoming better at adaptability, at me being adaptable to situations, whether I like the situation or not. I'm going to become adaptable to these situations. I'm going to learn how to problem solve in these situations. Your income goes up. Why? Everyone wants someone that can adapt to change because change is always happening. Everyone wants someone that can solve problems. Why? Because problems are always happening. I said to someone extremely wealthy, I said, hey, if whatever your biggest problem is, I'm not going to ask you what it is, but if whatever that problem that's keeping you up at night could be solved today, if I can solve that problem, even if not today, but this month, I can solve it, make it go away so you sleep better, you're not stressed, you feel better, you're eating better, everything. I said, yo, what would you pay for that? He pulled his checkbook out, right? So I'm telling you, old head, pulled his checkbook out his pocket, back pocket, and put it on the table. He said, write your number on it. I said, wow. Wow. Because you can solve a problem. If you solve a person's problem and that pain goes away, that means they can focus on what they need to focus on and make more money. So what they gave you was just the bridge to get them to more. So your adaptability and your ability to solve problems, yo, that's phenomenal, right? That's what people pay people for. All right. Let's Number 9, continuous learning and training. Continuous learning and training. You know, I hear people all the time, man, I'm tired of these continuing ed classes. I'm tired of this training course. I got to do another training course. So you happy with just what you have right now? Yo, if that training course gave you another 12,000, if I gave you $12,000 for doing the training course, would you do it? The training course is going to take you 2 days. Let's say a week. The training course is going to take you 7 days. If I gave you $12,000 for 7 days of your time, would you invest it? Right? Would you invest? Would you invest 7 days of your life, 8 hours a day for 7 days for $12,000? If you say no, you're a liar, right? Because you go to work for 7 days, for 6 days a week, 5 days a week, right? Let's call it 5. You go to work 5 days a week for $20, $25 an hour, which is nowhere near 12,000, right? So if it's not even 1,000, right? So if you now say, I'm going to take 7 days and I'm going to put into this and I'm going to get 12 grand for this 7 days. The 12 grand is going to be paid to you $1,000 a month over the course of the year. Yo, that's what training is. Training is delayed gratification, means I'm going to get the information, then I'm going to go execute the information. So I want you to make sure your continuous learning and training is on your mind when we're talking sales. So in the 90-day reset, it's geared around to give you a sales mindset, a sales personality, a sales soul, right? The heart of a salesperson. That's what it's geared towards. So number 10 is goal setting and future vision. So I got goal setting here because it's what people relate to. If I say mission, they're not going to catch it, but it's mission. When again, going back to Lone Survivor, bro, they was on a mission. They didn't have a goal to get home. They had a mission to get home. And nothing gets in front of the mission. That's the mindset. It's how they was trained. If you say goals, it doesn't have the same concept as mission. Right now, you've been using goal for so long in your life that goal has no value. You set a goal, that's out the window. There's no value there, right? Why? Because you disrespected so many goals that now you have no value on any goal. So what I need you to do is I need you to put value there, something that you can have value on. Mission. All right? So when we're focused on these 3 areas, sales development, personal development, professional development, let me tell you, right? I'm going to give you this last little piece before we jump off. And you're probably not going to be able to see it, but let me see if I can get it to focus in. Let me see if I can get it to focus in, man, because I really want y'all to see this, right? Let's see. That way. Some more. No, maybe if I come back, it's not going to do it. The index cards, right? You can see the shadow. You can see the shape a little bit, right? The index cards. On these index cards, what if I'm back here? See, like the index cards? See them? So you take the index cards, and on one index card, you have your personal development. The other one, you have your sales development. The other one, you have your professional development. So you have 3 index cards. Each one of them, you take 2 points. So you take 2 things off the personal development, you put it on there. That's your focus. This is what you're focused on from a personal development standpoint. And then there's some questions you're going to ask yourself at the end of every day to help you identify it, right? Your sales development, take 2 things, put it on there. Professional, put 2 things on there. If all you did was focus on these 6 things for the year or for the next 90 days, and then grabbed another 6, and then grabbed another 6, your income shoots up. Your income shoots up. Stop thinking sales is just something classy to say, something sweet to say, right? Something sly. That's not. Sales is you becoming the person of value that can help people make decisions based on information that you share. Help people to get in better situations based on information that you share. All right? That's sales. Can you help people to make an informed decision? Can you get people that are confused to make a decision? Can you get people to find you where you don't always have to find them? That's sales. All right. So when we're talking about this 90-day reboot, if we focus on these areas and we do this every 30, the next 30, the next 30, every quarter, you find the new you. You bring that new you into the next quarter. By the end of that quarter, you have a new you. You're intentional. The reason why you can't remove things out of your life is because you think you need them. You don't think that you can take care of the things that these individuals are helping you with. You can't even stand them, but you keep them around. And they wreak so much havoc. But it's really you wreaking the havoc because you keep them in your presence. All right? If you want to win in sales, you got to understand that the people that are not in sales don't understand what it takes, don't understand the mindset that it takes to be the person that's going to win. So I need you to be the person. I need you to be it. All right? Listen, man, I hope today was beneficial. I hope you learned something. All right? Tomorrow we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you.